Hey guys, bored to death, and welcome back to the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Alright, so I did a little research while I was off camera. I actually watched a review, and it looks like the lights that are next to the name indicate how much information you've got out of each character. In order to progress to the next chapter, all the lights have to be yellow, but if you can get them green, you can actually get more information. So we've got 2 yellow and 3 red at this point. The other thing I found out was that the little light bulb that I was hitting on the bottom of the screen, that was the hint thing, which I'm not too worried about abusing because I want to kind of keep the story going. So, for this episode, today we're going to talk to Claire, Bryce, and then if we'll probably have time, then we're going to go back and talk to Marianna again because she had a lot of questions that were unresolved. So let's start with Claire. Okay. Now, of course, we have to ask the base question that we ask all of our characters: did you fart? And, of course, we're probably not going to get anything useful out of that, but hey, we got to ask it. Consistency.
If I knew anything about that, I'd tell you. But I don't.
She doesn't know if she farted. Okay, fine. We'll accept that for now. Alright, so let's see.
My name is Claire Castleford, and as I'm paying a small fortune for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Oh, somebody's a little obnoxious. Alright, what other questions? Why are you paying a small fortune?
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
Alright, what kind of madness do you have? Why are you here?
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
Tell me about your delusions.
Delusions. As in, seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional.
Okay. We'll see about that. Tell me about your obsessive tendencies.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
Okay, you have any more questions about your obsessive? Why is it absurd?
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
Why shouldn't your husband be here?
To be alive. He almost died.
How did he almost die?
My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now.
Alright, let me try asking, where is your husband? Because it's not coming up, and that would be actually a question that I would say that is pertinent to this conversation. So where is your husband? I also found out, too, that, I was actually reading through the hint file that you can contradict, like if somebody says something contradictive, you can actually ask them a question if you include both statements, so you can see if you can get more information that way.
I'm obsessed with my husband.
Now.
It's absurd, really.
Okay, so that didn't help at all. Alright, so what else we got? Why isn't he a well man?
His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore.
Okay, can we find out why he's sick? Let's see. How has his health deteriorated?
Since our altercation, he's become less and less active.
Uh-oh.
His mind's become less and less active, too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time. Now more of an enigmatic husk.
Since their altercation. What do you mean by altercation?
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
So she's abusive to her husband. What about your history of violence?
To be fair, there was only one violent outburst. That hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked me.
How did he provoke her? Okay. Tell me about Karen. Tell me about the violent outburst. You know what? Before we do that, I want to ask, how did he provoke her? How did your Sorry, guys. I am typing with the PlayStation input, so there we go.
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
Huh. Interesting. Tell me about Iris. Can we do that? I'm gonna try and go off script here, because you can't get green unless you actually ask custom questions. So tell me about Iris. Yeah, and the first episode we
Iris was David's assistant optician. Not anymore. No, not like that. I didn't kill her or anything. It's just that I changed the optician into a florist after David died. Optometry was his dream, not mine.
Wait, she had changed the optician to a florist after he died? Oh boy. Alright, so we do still want to go through a lot of these. The other thing too is there's more information here, so let's go back to some of the pre-scripted questions. Tell me about the violent outburst.
I stabbed him with a steak knife. Shocking, isn't it?
So, and then there was the thing about... I just want to watch that again, because she did say her husband was dead, right?
Iris was David's assistant optician. Not anymore. No, not like that. I didn't kill her or anything. It's just that I changed the optician into florist after what happened with David. Optometry was his dream, not mine.
I could swear she said after he died the first time. If you guys see this later on, let me know if I'm crazy or not. Alright, so tell me about caring for him.
He has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
David's dead. Alright, let's switch tracks here. Tell me about Dekker.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Dekker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
Okay, and then again, we do want to see if she knows, how did Dr. Dekker die? How did... And then I got a notification right as I was doing this. Dr. Dekker die. Because somebody's got to know something about how he died, and we need to know
The
how.
most shocking thing about Dr. Dekker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself.
Thanks.
But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
Okay. What's at the lake house?
David's staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
Alright, before we go on to that one, I want to ask, is David alive? Is David alive? I suspect he is not. I mean, who sits in a rocking chair for like 12 straight hours and doesn't move?
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
I know he's your husband, but is he alive? How about, is David dead? Is David dead?
Keep up, Doctor.
Yeah,
David
she's
is
not
my
going to tell me.
husband.
I think she did let it slip, and even if she didn't, it's very, very clear that that's kind of where that's going. How often do you get angry?
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right? And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
It'd be very bad for her to lose control. Okay. Do we have the question, why is it bad to lose control?
Let's
Okay.
save that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money. And I'm fairly sure my time is up.
Your time is up when I say your time is up, and money is not an object here. All right, before we move on, Is David Alive actually does come up with a star, so there's more information about that. Tell me about Dr. Dekker. Tell me about caring for him. Tell me about the violent outburst. So there's more information here. What do you mean by altercation? All right, so let's see what that says and see if we can maybe find a question after that.
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
What did the police say? So how about what did the police say or do? What did the police... Let's say, what did the police say?
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
Oh. Okay. Why would you go to prison? So this is where it gets interesting. When you run out of the pre-made questions, you kind of have to pick around. And I really do want to get these guys green, so I think there's more to it. Why would you go to prison? And I think I'm going to take a little bit more time with this second episode to kind of delve a little bit more into these.
I suppose after what I did, there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
Well, I think that remains to be seen, don't you? Why do the police think you're dangerous? You can be saved with therapy. You should be locked up. Do you think Dekker was suicidal? Let's go with you can be saved by therapy, because it will give her hope, and then I'll get more answers.
You have a lot of faith in your abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
Sure. You totally will be. All right, and that did actually open up some more questions. Why do the police think you're dangerous?
I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband.
Where did you stab him? Because that's actually kind of an important thing. Because if she stabbed him in the hand, he's going to be fine. If you stabbed him in the face, it's not okay. Where did you stab David? D-A-V-I-D, there we go.
Keep up, Doctor.
Ah!
David is my husband.
That's a fail. Okay. Alright, do you think Dekker was suicidal?
Dekker just had that look about him. You know what they say about us crazies. Takes one to know one.
Yeah, and something tells me it's catching in this universe. Alright, so what do we still have over here? What did the police say? Okay, so there's something else with the police. Is David alive? What's the lake house? Tell me about Dekker. Tell me about caring for him. Tell me about the violent outburst. So there's more here we can probe. I think this is actually a good time to see if we have a clue. Does she know who murdered Dr. Dekker? Okay, that's an interesting question. Perhaps you should... Alright. Before I ask somebody else a question, do you know who murdered Dr. Dekker? Do you know? I'm trying to use the autofill as much as possible to make it faster. Who murdered Dr. Dekker? Thank you, autofill. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Here we go.
I didn't really know Dr. Dekker that well. I never met him outside of our sessions, and we spent those discussing my therapy, not making small talk.
Interesting. Okay, so perhaps you should ask someone else a question. It means that there's no more pre-rendered questions, but there are other things here. So she doesn't want to talk about how Dr. Dekker died. What did the police say? Let's try were you arrested? Were you arrested? There we go.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous.
Now, alright.
I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time.
Alright.
That's why I need your help, Doctor.
We will change tack and come back to her. So I think it's time to move to somebody else, because I need to rack my brain, and then maybe more hints will come up and that will help me get to the green. So, and I think I may go into the options and adjust how fast the hints come out, because I don't want to also, like, bog up the video with trying to figure out every little piece of minutia, but I know there's more story there, and we do kind of want to see it. So, next. Okay, time to talk to Bryce. Let's see. Who are you?
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Dekker?
Yeah, not really, since he got murdered somehow before I got here, so not really. No, I didn't know Dr. Dekker.
He was an antagonistic psycho. I hope you're not from the same school of thought.
Am I an I don't know, maybe. What did you think of Dr. Dekker?
I didn't really like Dr. Dekker, and for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
Alright, yeah, we can change tack on that. Oh, you know what? We forgot to ask the important question. Gotta ask it to everybody, because that way it's fair. Did you fart? Of course, he's not going to know what I'm talking about, but we gotta ask that, just because.
Is that something I should know about?
Yeah. Did I mention I'm an antagonistic psycho? Yeah? Okay. What is your problem?
Originally, I was suffering with depression. Work was piling up. I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed.
You got depressed. Okay. You know, I noticed he's got a camera, so before I ask him about his job, I'm just going to say, nice camera. Because he keeps having a camera in some of these little shots back and forth. It's not really a question.
I have no knowledge of that.
You have no knowledge of the camera that you had? Okay, whatever. Alright, what is your job?
I'm a grave digger, Doctor. And people are dying quicker than we can bury them.
Sounds like you need to rent a backhoe instead of doing it by hand. Why are you depressed?
You'd think being a grave digger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent grave diggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
The extra hour. Alright, so... what extra hour?
At midnight each day. Time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop.
Wait, what happened there?
I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but when he said the word slows down, everything slowed down. I'm starting to wonder about whether or not I'm going crazy. What do you mean by midnight hour?
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
I think that you exist in a Lovecraftian universe, and therefore things may be real. There's the camera again! There's that camera again. Okay. I don't... Why? What do you do in the extra hour?
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
Yeah, sure. I don't think you're insane. Alright, it's there. Let's go with it.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
Okay, so let's pull up one of the hints and see if it reveals something I don't know. What is he... But that's a question I've already got. You want to give me a hint that I don't already have? Thanks, hints. Why didn't you like Dr. Dekker?
Dekker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
Let's see... Do you know who murdered Dr. Dekker? Because that was a question for somebody else. Do you know who murdered... Murdered, okay. Yeah, it'll put the word murder in, but not murdered. I don't know. Do you know who murdered Dr. Dekker?
Yes, Dr. Dekker was murdered. Quelle surprise. Murder does seem a bit harsh, doesn't it? And another grave to dig. I know as much about it as you do. Less, I would imagine.
Yeah. So far, you're the only one who's actually outright said that they hate Dr. Dekker, so I'm kind of holding you on that one. Why didn't you like Dr. Dekker? What extra hour? Why were you depressed? Okay, so there's definitely more for the depression, but let's go with, what did Dr. Dekker make you do? So, what did Dr. Dekker make you do? Make you... Trying to keep you guys entertained while I type. Typing as fast as I can. I need a keyboard.
I know you're asking questions to try and get a bearing, but I'd rather not talk about that now. Let's just enjoy the getting to know you phase before the ugliness kicks in.
Tell me about your depression. Tell me about your depression. There we go. Thank you, autofill.
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is.
All right.
I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to.
Okay, I can skip that. Okay, good. We don't have to listen to the whole thing. All right, so let's go with the shovel angle.
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
Okay, what sort of relics?
I stumbled across a relic myself. An ancient chess piece. The Queen, I believe. The best chess piece. The most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Do we have questions about that chess piece? No, I want to ask questions. Tell me about the chess piece. Was the chess piece special? How's that? Was the chess piece special? There we go. Because I'm thinking maybe he got his magical extra hour from the chess piece.
I like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen.
Do you want the Queen back? Do you want the Queen? Oh, jeez. Come on. No, not BQ, BA, BA, BACK, BACK. There we go, back. There we go.
I stumbled across
No, okay. So it's good that we know that we can skip the questions that we do. All right, tell me about Henley Church.
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it.
Interesting. All right, so what else do we have? He's got more information for the church. So tell me about Henley Church is definitely there. And then, yeah, that seems to be the big thing. So, Scientologists head the church. Okay, so... what did the Scientologists do? What did the... let's see if I can spell this. Oh, it gives me Scientology, but no Scientologists do in the church. Because I think the more keywords that a question contains, the more likely you are to get a decent answer. And it would help if I spelled church correctly. Because there's an R in church!
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God. Not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
And he's still in the red. Okay, so there's still information about Scientology and church. Let's try, what religion do you believe? Because there is definitely something. What religion do you... and I'm hoping he says Cthulhu, because it is a Cthulhu game. I did kind of look into the trophies, and there are madness points, and if you've ever played any of the like tabletop Lovecraft games, madness points contribute to whether or not you go crazy. So it is possible I can go crazy by asking them too much stuff.
I'm not sure I believe in
No, thanks. Alright, let's get a hint. Do I tell him yes, there are too many religions, or not enough religions? Okay, he wants a response. Let's go with there are too many religions. So, yes. Yes, there are too many religions.
Then we agree. Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor?
I have not.
Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely they've all got it wrong than one of them has got it right.
Cthulhu. Alright, does that open... why do you like planning your moves in advance? That's weird that that came up.
I do like to be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor?
Okay, yes, I like to be in control.
If you like being in control, you'll have a tough time here. I saw it with Dr. Dekker. Such control, such stability. But he unraveled at the end.
Was Dr. Dekker insane? That's actually a question I did not ask yet. Was Dr. Dekker insane? Because it seems like he knows that he was. So that seems like an important question.
I thought it would be too early.
Now, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Dr. Dekker. Was Dr. Dekker nuts? Okay. Alright, so it looks like everything left is just going to give me... like, if you get to yellow, you have enough information about the person to go to the next level. But you don't... you didn't get every little scrap or every little thing. So, the control thing, Scientologists... Alright, I have not seen Zeitgeist, so let's try that. Nope, nope, spell better. Spell better. Spell better's board. I have... I can also just put in keywords. But I kind of want... I like being in control. I like having my questions go where that. I have not seen Zeitgeist. I don't even know how to spell that. And I have not seen it, and I don't know. I don't really get into that sort of stuff. I'd rather watch YouTube.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
I asked it as a form of a question. I'm just going to try Zeitgeist. Let's see that. Let's see. I'll just put it in as a keyword. See what he does.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. You mentioned it. You mentioned it. Alright. Do we have a hint? Let's try one more hit. Mott and Bailey. Okay, let's try that. How did Dr. Dekker unravel? That's weird. Alright, so let's do that.
He didn't keep control of everything, of everyone. He just set us up like dominoes, but we all toppled in unexpected ways. You'll find it all out in time, Doctor. Just not today. Can't have your head exploding, can we?
Sure, why not? Because, you know... Alright, so Mott and Bailey was another thing that came up, so let's try that. M-O-T-T-E... And... I hope I spelled this right. And Mott and Bailey... Oh, hey, it comes up. It actually comes up as a keyword.
Allegedly, Henley Church is located on an old Norman Mott and Bailey castle. I say allegedly because a relic was found and dated around that century, but the archaeologists haven't found any further proof as yet.
Alright, do we have anything else here that we can pick at? What did the Scientologists do in the church? So there's definitely more about that. What did Dr. Dekker make you do? Why didn't you like Dr. Dekker? What extra hour? Why are you depressed? When did you start getting the extra hour? When did you start? No. Getting the extra hour. And I'm not using a walkthrough here or anything. I'm just kind of doing this organically.
At midnight.
Nope. Okay, nothing on that one. Alright, so we will come back to Bryce and see if we can pick any more information out of him in a little while. I am going to go back and talk to Marianne, because there were actually a lot of questions that were still left, even though she said that she was tired. But apparently, if they say they're tired, it just means that there's little bits of information you can still pick, but they're ready to go to the next scene. So hang on one second. And we're back. Okay, so I did also adjust the hint timer so it goes a little bit faster. So if we do get stuck, we're going to have to sit there waiting for a bar to fill up to advance the plot or try and get further. So let's see what we still have to ask Marianna, because I know that there were other questions here. Are you flirting with me? Why do you think people will press charges? Do you ever find your clothes after the blackout? Is your hair wet when you wake up? Why do you hold your breath so much? Tell me about Dr. Dekker. How long have you been a patient? Why do you keep going to the beach? Okay, so there's a lot here we can pick at. So let's try with that.
Wow. Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Okay. You were last video. Alright, what else we got? Why do you think people will press charges?
I guess people see me and call the police. That someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
Okay. Alright, so what over here do we have to pick at? Where do you dance? Do you get injured when you black out? What prognosis are you looking for? Do you often black out? Okay. Alright, so let's keep going with what we've already got. Do you ever find your clothes after you black out?
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked.
Okay. Oh, there's something that came up in the notebook. Mary has been through a lot. I wonder how all this makes her feel. Interesting. Let's try... How do the blackouts make you feel? Do the... Is blackouts one word or two? I think it's one word. Yes. Okay, how do the blackouts make you feel? There we go.
Like you're not listening.
I clearly am. The blackouts make her feel like she's not listening. Where is your hair wet when you wake up?
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
Okay, yeah, we kind of figured that. Why do you hold your breath so much?
I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
Okay. Possibly because you're crazy? Tell me about Dr. Dekker.
Dr. Dekker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients, as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
Well, we know that that's not the case because Bryce did not have a good relationship with Dr. Dekker. How long have you been a patient?
I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
No, there is no cake. No. I'm just gonna write no cake. No cake. No cake. Sorry, we don't do that here. No cake.
I don't know about that.
Listen here, I am the therapist, and I say there's no cake. There is no cake. Alright, so how long have you been a patient? We know that she's been a patient for 3 months today. Her hair is still wet when she wakes up. Where do you dance? She likes to go to the nightclub. Do you get injured when you black out? And what prognosis are you looking for? There is still some stuff here. Oh. No, you don't get a cake.
That's okay. I wasn't really expecting one.
That was weird in that I told her no cake and then had to tell her no cake another way. Why do you keep going to the beach?
I love the beach. Until somebody tells me it's gonna kill me, I'll keep going. Have you ever been addicted to something, Doctor?
Have I ever been... Yeah, sure, I've been addicted to playing this game.
Thought so, when I first saw you. We should get on great.
Interesting. I wonder if there's information on her addiction. Now, it looks like the whole addiction thing. Because she's addicted to the beach. Where do you dance? Because there's definitely something else there, and it's probably just going to give me the same answer it gave me last time, but maybe we'll get a clue from this question.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Okay, so there's a contradiction here. The word vodka was in italics, so it's important. And she said she doesn't drink, but she goes to the Pearl. If you don't drink, why do you go to the Pearl? If you don't drink, actually, if you don't drink, why do you need cheap vodka shots? Cheap. This is a longer question, so give me a minute, but I think we're going to get something right there. This, because I did see in a review that I read that they are lying to you. And some of them are clearly lying to you. And you can kind of pick at it and reveal the lie. So, if you don't drink, why do you need cheap vodka shots?
I don't drink.
Alright. If you don't drink, thank you, autofill. Don't drink, why do you go to the Pearl? And yes, I have to capitalize Pearl, because I'm P-A-R-L. Come on.
The Pearl is great because the people are so
Aha.
nice. I think that's got a lot to do with the cheap vodka shots, or maybe it's just the black lighting. Who knows?
Black lighting. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we exhausted that. Is your hair wet when you wake up? Where do you dance? Do you get injured? What's your prognosis? What's your goal? What's your goal? What's your goal?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. Alright, so we've kind of exhausted a lot of the stuff with Marianna. I don't think I'm going to get green on any of these guys because it would take too long to do in a video, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and put that first character in and see if we can get him to yellow, and then we can move on to the next day in the next video, so hang on 1 second. Alright, we're back with Nathan. So, if we can get Nathan to get to yellow, in the next video we can start the next day. So, let's talk to Nathan. Why was Dekker complex?
I saw the conflict that Dr. Dekker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like, he couldn't decide what to do with himself.
Hang on 1 second. Alright, sorry guys, just had to cough. We'll cut that out of the video. Alright, so. Why couldn't Dekker decide what to do? Interesting.
He was like a kid in a sweet shop. He had so many options, he didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away.
Okay. And this is the guy who keeps reliving the day over and over and over again, so maybe he's jealous of Dr. Dekker for being able to live a different day every day.
I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really.
He's from hell, okay. You mentioned a montage. You played Warcraft with Hannah. Can you go back and save him? Can you go back and save Hannah?
No, I can't move backwards any more than a day. I don't really seem to control it. It's generally always on. I have to try and change something to move forward.
Okay, alright, so... Oh, the little calendar icon in the upper right-hand corner is now blinking with an exclamation point, because I think that means that we can move to the next day. But let's finish out Nathan. You mentioned a montage.
Most of my days a blur. I'm not sure if it's the sleeping tablets I'm on or just how I've learned to switch off.
Sleeping tablets. Tell me about yourself. Is there more about... Oh, okay, so let's ask him if he's having trouble sleeping. Do you have trouble sleeping? Have trouble, there we go, sleeping. Sleeping, there we go. Thank you, autofill. Those were all very common words.
I'm on temazepam. Dr. Dekker prescribed them for me. He thought I would sleep through to a whole new day. I didn't.
Temazepam, I don't know what that is. You played Warcraft with Hannah.
We played World of Warcraft a lot together. I guess it's not a cool thing to do anymore. But we had a lot of memories there. To be honest, it reminds me a lot of life now. The same thing over and over again. Bring me X bunnies to make a stew. Y badger teeth. Rinse, repeat. Maybe I'm just grinding life.
I think you're struggling with a question that most people do. Hey, let's try a hint. Why did he say he was from hell? Okay, that's an interesting question. Why are you grinding life? Alright, we'll go back to the hell one in a second.
I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder.
Okay. Why don't you think you're aging? See, we are getting
57.
somewhere.
Kidding. Just if you spent the whole day at the gym and then repeat that day and not go, you'd have achieved nothing.
Okay, do we have any more Perhaps you should ask someone else a question, or perhaps I should get... Why is work hell? No, not what. Work, work, work! What is work? H-E double hockey sticks.
I imagine what I'm experiencing now might be a type of hell. Not everyone burns in flames with the devil on their back. I'm hoping you can make sense of my problem.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to switch over to Marianna one more time because I think we didn't use any hints while I was interviewing her, and I'm actually not going to cut for this because it's actually a short thing. We're just kind of wrapping it up. Why are the police suspicious? Good question. So that's how we can get it. All right, why are the police suspicious? Actually, before I type that all out, is it up here? No, I actually have to type it out. All right, so why are the police suspicious? Why are the P-O-L, there we go, police, and then, of course, suspicious, S-U, yeah, you guys know how to spell. Yeah, there we go. Okay, why are the police suspicious?
I think they think I'm a naturist or something. They picked me up 5 times in the last month.
Okay, did that get us anything? No, it did not. Okay, so everybody is in the yellow. It looks like all the rest of this, we don't need 100% of all these questions, because it would get very, very tedious to do them. So, I'm going to call it a video here. Thank you guys for watching. Next time we do this, we're going to move on to the next day. We're going to have a whole new set of information that we're going to get from these people, and I think the story just kind of keeps going as we progress, because you're not going to learn everything in one day about their situations, and I think it's going to get weirder from here. So, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.